That's right, Mookie Betts. I'm rocking his shirt, by the way. When the Dodgers acquired Mookie Betts, this is what they imagined. The Mookie that we are seeing right now is what they imagined. Not good Mookie Betts that plays really good defense and hits pretty well. It's this Mookie Betts that plays great defense, is on top of the world offensively. 12 home runs since April 21st. I mean, it's remarkable what he's doing. And I was here a couple of weeks ago and said, yes, this Dodgers team is good. I don't think they've scratched the surface of what they can be. And Mookie Betts was a big reason for that. What he's doing now is remarkable. Let's look at these numbers from the start of the year to where we are right now. April 8th through the 21st. So the first few weeks of the year. He hit 178. He had 8 hits and 45 at-bats, 8 total runs, 0 homers. In that time, the Dodgers were 8-3. Good. I expect, the Dodgers are good enough to rattle off 10 wins in a row at any given time. The April 22nd game Mookie had, he went 2 for 5 with 2 home runs. Since that game, since April 22nd, he is the only player in Major League Baseball with 10-plus homers and a strikeout percentage lower than 15%. The Dodgers are 20-9 in that span. Mookie's May, 345, a 1.161 OPS, which is remarkable. The stats go on and on. 25 runs scored, most in Major League Baseball. 65 total bases, most in Major League Baseball. And you look around the league, you hear these big names starting to perform really well. Aaron Judge having an MVP type of year. Trevor Story, he's figured it out. Well, in May, Mookie is doing things better than all of them. This is the Mookie Betts that we expected to show up with the Dodgers. The Mookie Betts that we saw win an MVP award, and now he could become the second player ever to win an MVP award in both leagues. I'm not sitting here proclaiming right now that Mookie is the MVP, but if he's playing like this, who's going to play better? Manny Machado has been fantastic, but Mookie Betts in the month of May, he's been arguably the best player in baseball. How cool would it be to see him win an MVP award in both leagues? Both leagues. Since May 4th, he has 9 homers. That's first in Major League Baseball. 24 RBIs, first in Major League Baseball. 23 runs, first. 795 slugging percentage, first. 27 hits, second, and a 1.211 OPS, which is good for third in all of Major League Baseball. Mookie is off and rolling. I don't want to say that since he came over, Dodgers fans have been disappointed. It's just not the Mookie that you know and love and have respected for all of these years, because he was one of the best players in baseball. I don't think over the course of the last 2 years that Mookie would be considered a top 3-5 player in all of baseball. Right now, he's back in that conversation. Before, he was certainly in that conversation, if not the top of that conversation. This is the Mookie Betts we've seen and know how good he can be. Now we're seeing it, and now we're seeing this Dodgers team take off as a result. They were already good. They already had a great lineup. Their pitching rotation was keeping them in every single game. But they weren't as good as they could be because Mookie Betts was hitting, 178 for the first few weeks of the season. Not anymore. Not anymore. He already has himself up close to that 300 mark with how good he's been playing. He's hitting a homer, it seems like, every single night. This is Mookie Betts locked in, and Mookie Betts locked in is one of the best players in all of Major League Baseball.
He absolutely is. Would you say that Mookie is the most important bat in this lineup for this Dodgers team to be successful?
I think we're seeing that now. I think Mookie Betts is the most important piece in this Dodgers lineup. Why? Well, he hits at the top of the lineup. He's kind of the one that gets things going. And when you look at baseball, it is it's a snowball effect in one way or the other. When things are going well, they're really going well. When things are going bad, they're really going bad. And that starts with the top of the lineup. You start getting through a lineup a little bit and nobody has a hit, starts creeping into people's mind. Mookie has been leading off with knocks seemingly every day. Yes, and I hear you, this lineup is full of superstars, Freddie Freeman is there now. It's incredible that he's in this lineup. Justin Turner, Max Muncy, Trey Turner. There's so many names. Some are playing well, some aren't playing as well. But when Mookie is playing well, this Dodgers team is borderline unbeatable. And Mookie is playing fantastic right now. And the Dodgers are playing really good baseball as a result. I really do think, I don't want to say the Dodgers lineup goes as Mookie goes because they have a bunch of other guys that are capable of carrying a lineup. But he is the most important of those because he's the one that kicks it. He's the one that kicks it off and gets it going.
For opposing pitchers, like how weird is it to game plan around a team? I mean, Alfonso Soriano is the first name that comes to me when I think about leadoff guys that have pop. Like how does that change the dynamic of a lineup? Obviously Ohtani too now, but where you have a guy that can literally go deep on you hitting leadoff, and then that's setting the rest of the offense up.
You remember when last year Kyle Schwarber went on that historic pace and they put him in the leadoff hole and he was hitting like 2 homers a game and he's not your stereotypical leadoff hitter. But Mookie is your stereotypical leadoff hitter. He's also just hitting for a bunch of power. This Dodgers lineup is impossible to game plan for. You have Mookie, who can do it all. You have Trey Turner, who can literally do it all. You have guys in the lineup that are good contact hitters. You have guys in the lineup that, I don't think Cody Bellinger has been hitting for a high average. I wouldn't consider him a high average guy anymore, but he's a guy that steps into the box, and at any given moment, he's capable of hitting a ball out of the yard. So you have to game plan for that. Max Muncy is a guy that's not hitting well right now, but he's going to grind you to death. He's going to make you throw a ton of pitches. He's going to work his walks. You got a game plan for that. You have to game plan for Freddie Freeman, and they also go righty-lefty so well. I more so than any other lineup I can ever remember, this Dodgers lineup is impossible to game plan for. You just have to hope that you can be on top of your game, attack their weaknesses to the best of your ability, which there aren't a ton of weaknesses, and it's just going to be strength on strength. And you have to hope as a pitcher that your strength wins on that given night because you're not going to catch them on a down night. There's too many good players in that lineup that are capable of carrying a team. If Mookie's not playing well, guess what? Freddie Freeman's very well capable of carrying that lineup. If neither of them are, Trey Turner can carry a lineup. There's so many guys that you can put in the middle of any lineup in Major League Baseball, and they're game changers. They're stars that you just put in the middle of that lineup. They have multiple of those. I don't know how you game plan for it. There is no way to game plan for that lineup.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, looking at the roster on paper, we've talked about a lot of times. Just so many all-stars and so many studs through and through. I don't know how you're an opposing pitcher coming in there and being able to look at that lineup and going, you know what? I actually have a game plan to get these guys all out today.
Yep, exactly. And we talk about, we've obviously talked about this lineup, and this is also a lot about Mookie Betts. I mean, when he's hot, like I just said, it is impossible to game plan for. And we've all been talking about, it seems like the talk around baseball for the last couple of weeks, especially for the last week, has been Aaron Judge, rightfully so, and Trevor Story, rightfully so. Mookie Betts has the second most homers in baseball in that span, just 2 behind Aaron Judge. More than Trevor Story. I mean, it has been remarkable the tear he's been on, and it's almost like we're not surprised. It's been waiting. We've all been waiting for this to happen. You know Mookie's not going to slump for an entire year. You just know he's not going to go multiple months without hitting 200. It's not going to happen. It's Mookie Betts. So yeah, this team is scary. That's what makes them so good. That's what makes them so scary is their entire roster, their depth. They're a team that you never want to play against because they are so difficult to game plan against. And like I said, they're impossible to game plan against. But when Mookie's rolling at the top of that lineup, you might as well just call it a night. Just pack it on up and go home because the Dodgers aren't going to lose.
Absolutely. Last thing on Mookie Betts. He officially has the second best odds in the NL to win the MVP,
Ooh.
plus 700.
You know what's funny about that is imagine hearing that 2-3 weeks ago. It happened so fast. That's the whole point here is, look, I hear you with the MVP odds and all of this early in the year. It matters. We should be talking about it. But it is early in the year. We're right around the 40-game mark, which is right around a quarter of the season has been completed. And in the blink of an eye, it went from what's wrong with Mookie Betts to boom, is Mookie Betts going to win an MVP award? And that's what's so cool. That's what's so special about Mookie. And that's what's so cool about this Dodgers lineup is at the drop of a hat, somebody's going to get hot and they're going to go on a tear.
Oh my goodness. This guy is incredible.
Thanks for watching. If you love flipping bats, swinging 3-0, or just talking ball, join us. Call us at 213-537-9339 with your questions. We have a weekly guest, and we have a lot of fun, so hit that subscribe button.